Okay. Welcome students, welcome to lecture number 8 where we will be continuing with module number 2 under subject financial management. Under this module, as we know, we have already seen what is the meaning of time value of money, how to calculate future value of a single cash flow as well as annuity, simple interest and compound interest. So today moving ahead, we will be covering and continuing with the problems, a few more problems on future value, how to calculate present value of a single cash flow, annuity and perpetuity, and problems on present value. So we know that time value of techniques, there are two techniques, discounting techniques and compounding technique. You will use compounding technique when we have to find the future value, and we use discounting techniques when we have to find out the present value. So in our last class, we had seen certain formulas to calculate the future value, where the present value will be given and we are required to calculate the future value. So just a quick revision of what we have covered in our previous lecture is we have seen how to calculate future value of a single cash flow. When I say single cash flow means the outflow of cash is happening only once. Either the outflow or inflow of cash is happening only one time. Then we see how to calculate future value of multiple unequal cash flow. When I say multiple unequal cash flow, means the flow of cash, that is the cash outflow or inflow, is happening more than one time, but the amount of the cash inflow or outflow is unequal. It is not same as previous. Then we see deferred annuity. In case of deferred annuity means annuity is nothing but students series of equal payment where there's an equal cash flow. And when I say deferred means it is happening or arising at the end of the period, end of the month, quarter, year, or likewise. And annuity due is the series of equal cash flow arising at the beginning of the period. So these are certain formulas by which we can calculate the future value depending whether it is single, multiple, deferred annuity or annuity due. So we had already seen these formulas and we were doing problems on future value. Just continuing with the same, let us see. So I think in my last class, I had done 3 problems on future value. We had completed 3 problems on future value. Let us move ahead to problem number 4. Mr. Vinay plans to send his son for higher studies abroad after 10 years. He accepts the cost of these studies to be rupees 1 lakh. So, Mr. Vinay is planning to send his son for higher studies after 10 years and is estimating that the cost of studies would be 1 lakh rupees. How much should he save annually to have a sum of 1 lakh at the end of 10 years if interest rate is 12%? So what is happening here, students? Here the future value he wants after 10 years in his hand is 1 lakh. So he's asking how much he should save from now onwards, okay, for 10 years at the rate of interest of 12% so that he can get 1 lakh after 10 years. So how do we find out this, students? So how much he should save annually? Now it is not a single savings he wants to do. It is a savings that he wants to do annually. Annually means every year for a period of 10 years. So obviously it is annuity, and at the end of 10 years if it is given, that means it is deferred annuity. So we need to calculate the value for deferred annuity if the future value he wants is rupees 1 lakh. So what is given? Future value of 1 lakh is given. N is 5 years, rate of interest is 12%. So we need to find out the cash flow or series of equal payment for which he has to deposit every year in order to earn 1 lakh rupees at the end of 10 years. So what is the cash flow? The missing figure here is what should be the amount that he should save every year in order to reach the value of 1 lakh. So future value is nothing but cash flow into future value annuity factor, and future value annuity factor you find out with the help of tables by using R and N. So R is the rate of interest and N is the number of years. So here 1 lakh rupees is given, cash flow is not given, that is what you have to find out, and future value annuity factor you find out by using the rate, that is 12%, and number of years, that is 10%. So we are just going to substitute the figures in the formula and find the cash flow. So how just a second, students. So how are we going to find out this future value annuity factor? By using the table. Which table number are you going to use to find out future value annuity factor, if you all remember? Students, which table number are we going to use?
Ma'am, table
Students?
2.
Okay, so let us go
Table
to
2.
table.
Table 2.
So let us go to table number 2. Okay, table number 2, it is 12% for 10
Table
years.
2.
Percentage. Yeah. Table number 2, correct answer. So 12% for 10 years. So the corresponding value here is 17.5487. So 17.5487. So again, bringing cash flow here, dividing 1 lakh by 17.5487, you get 5698.42. So he should save annually 5698.42 to have a sum of 1 lakh at the end of 10 years at the rate of interest of 12%. So is this problem clear, students?
Yes,
See here,
ma'am.
students, how do you identify whether you have to use the future value formula? Because they're asking after 10 years, he wants 1 lakh. So obviously, it is the future value that he wants as 1 lakh. Therefore, you are selecting this particular future value formula and not present value formula. So is problem number 4 clear to everyone? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us
Yes,
move
ma'am.
ahead. Okay. If you deposited rupees 55,650 in a bank, which was paying 15% of interest on 10-year time deposit, how much would the deposit grow at the end of 10 years? So first and foremost, you need to understand whether the problem is of future value, calculating future value or present value. So first thing, at the end of 10 years, means they are asking the deposit amount which would grow at the end of 10 years. That means they are asking the future value. Okay, so then you need to understand whether they are asking future value of a single cash flow, multiple cash flow, deferred annuity, or deferred or annuity due. So can anyone tell me under which category it is falling? Future value of which cash flow are they asking in this? Can anyone tell me among future value of a single, multiple? Yes?
Deferred annuity.
Okay. What is the meaning of annuity, dear? Where it is multiple cash flow which are equal, series of equal multiple cash flow. Now here we are just depositing it only once. If you deposit rupees 55,650 in a bank only once, are they telling that 55,650 is deposited annually every year? No. So here 55,650 is deposited only once. Yes. So it comes under which category, students? Yes.
Ma'am,
They are
single
telling.
cash flow.
Very good. So you have to calculate future value of a single cash flow. Now we seen formula to calculate future value of single cash flow as P in the bracket into in the bracket 1 plus R raised to N. Correct? But with the help of table, we can easily find out the factor that can be used. So cash value factor, just pay attention to the formula. Future value is equals to P into the cash value factor 15% for 10 years. Now, since it is a single cash flow, which table number are you going to see for this?
Ma'am, table number 1.
1. So 15% for 10 years. So table number 1, you're just going to see 15% for 10 years. So it is 4.0456. So 4.0456 multiplied by 55,650. So the future value you get is 2,25,137. This is one formula. Other formula is a long cut formula that you can do is P into in the bracket 1 plus R raised to N. Then at the end, you will derive at 4.0456. Also will come the same answer if you use that formula, but this is just one more easy method to solve the solution. So did everyone understand problem number 5? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Next. Suppose that a firm deposits 5,000 at the end of each year for 4 years at 6% rate of interest. How much would this annuity accumulate at the end of 4th year? So can first anyone tell me what have they asked in this formula? Second, under which category it is falling? And third, which formula am I going to use? So can anyone tell me what have they asked here? How much would this annuity accumulate at the end of 4th year? So what are they asking you to find out?
Ma'am, the total.
Future value they're asking to find. Okay. Now under which category of future value is it falling?
Ma'am, deferred annuity.
Very good. Formula. What is the formula? Very good. What is the formula to calculate deferred annuity? It is your present, whatever you're depositing, the principal amount into the future value annuity factor or cash flow annuity value factor. And how do you find out that? By using the rate of interest that is 6% given in the problem and number of years which is given in the problem as 4 years. So 5,000 into which particular table are you going to use for the students?
1.
Which table are you going to use?
1.
1.
2.
It is annuity. For
2.
future value of annuity, I am going to use table number 2.
Second.
So 6%
Second.
for 4 years. It is year, that is 4.3746. So 4.3746, when you multiply this, you are going to get 21,873. So students, we have done few problems on how to calculate the future value. Now we'll be moving ahead with how to calculate the present value. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop solving the problems here. This is just to show you all that under the category of future value or present value, how to individually calculate the problems. After I teaching you all present value, we'll be doing mixed problems where I'll be asking you all that what have they asked in the question, whether to find out the future value or present value. So we will be covering much more problems on future value, but under the mixed category. So now we'll again go back in calculating the present value. So did everyone understand how to calculate future value? Yes, students. And what is future value? The different categories under future value and formulas under future value. So is calculation of future value clear to everyone? Yes, students. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now let us move ahead to present value. Just remember future value compounding techniques. Now we'll be going to calculation of present value where we will be seeing discounting techniques. Okay. Now again in present value you have categories. Present value of a single cash flow. When I say present value means the value as on today. Okay, of a single cash flow means where the cash inflow or outflow is happening only once. Okay, so what is the formula? Present value is equals to future value divided by 1 plus r raised to n. Students, if simply you see the formula for future value, what is future value formula? Present value in the bracket 1 plus r raised to n. You have just shifted the present value on the left hand side and you have divided 1 plus r raised to n by the future value. So if you just see, I will just reverse it back. You can see here, students, future value single cash flow. Just see on the left hand side, the formula for future value is equals to present value into 1 plus r raised to n. So if you want to find out present value, it is nothing but future value divided by 1 plus r raised to n. So the formula is the same, just you are shifting the terms. Okay. So where the present value, the PV is present value, FV is the future value, R is the rate of interest, and N is period, that is number of years. So is this formula clear, and did everyone understand when you have to use this formula? You have to use this formula when you have to calculate present value of a single cash flow. Next, how to calculate present value of multiple unequal cash flow. When I say multiple, means more than once the payment or receipt is happening more than once, and it is unequal, means the cash inflow or outflow is happening more than once, and the amount that is flowing in or out is unequal. So how do you calculate present value of multiple unequal cash flow? You take PV divided by 1 plus r raised to n, and you add the present value of different series of cash flow, you get the present value. So the present value is nothing but summation of the future value divided by 1 plus r raised to n. So this is a calculation, this formula you're going to use when you have to find out the present value of multiple unequal cash flow. Next is to calculate present value of multiple equal cash flow. So when it is equal cash flow, when it is multiple equal cash flow, there is one more name that is given in financial management that we called as at annuity. So annuity can be deferred annuity. When I say deferred annuity, means arising at the end of the period, and annuity due means arising at the beginning of the period. So if it is deferred annuity, what is the formula that you are going to use? Simple, it is nothing but present value is equals to cash flow into present value annuity factor. That means you are going to use table number 4. Remember, students, for present value, table number 3 and 4 are applicable. Table number 3 is applicable when there is a single cash flow, and when there is multiple cash flow, that is an annuity, you are going to use table number 4. So I will just show you all. See, students, here this is table number 1 and 2 is for future value of single cash flow and annuity. Next, table number 3 is for present value of a single cash flow, and table number 4 is for present value for an annuity. Annuity is nothing but multiple cash flows which are equal. Okay, so here what you are going to use, that is present value annuity factor, is you are going to refer table number 4 for this. Okay, now R is nothing but the rate of interest, N is the period, CF is nothing but the annual cash flow, what is the cash flow happening every year annually, and present PVAF is nothing but present value annuity factor. Similarly, annuity due is that is happening at the beginning of the period. So what you're going to do, present value is equals to cash flow into 1 plus present value annuity factor R, and N, whatever N is given, suppose if 5 years is given, you're going to minus 1. So you're going to take it as 4 years. So for annuity due, it is going to be N minus 1. Again, what is CF? It is annual cash flow. PVAF is present value annuity factor, R is the rate of interest, and N is the number of period or number of years. So for annuity due, only you have to add 1 to PVAF and minus 1 from the number of years. That is the only difference in the formula between deferred annuity and annuity due. So this particular formula is to be used when there is multiple cash flows which are equal and you have to find out the present value. Next, perpetuity. How to calculate the present value of a perpetuity? Now, as you know, perpetuity is nothing but which is going to arise, or that cash flow is going to arise up to infinity. We don't know the number of years. Here n is not specified because it is going to continue for n number of years for infinite period of time. So if we are supposed to calculate the present value of a perpetuity, so there are two things: perpetuity without growth rate and perpetuity with growth rate. So students, pay attention here. Present value of equal cash flow arising up to infinity. So if we are supposed to find out the present value of a perpetuity, the formula is annual cash flow divided by discount rate. That is the rate of interest. So annual cash flow divided by discount rate. Why n is not taken in the formula? Because here n is not specified. Perpetuity means till infinity. We don't know what is n. We don't know up to which period we will be receiving the cash flows or making the payment of cash flows. So present value of equal cash flow arising up to infinity or perpetuity, the formula is very simple, is equals present value is equals to annual cash flow divided by discount rate. Now suppose if the perpetuity, like every year you are receiving some amount but with some growth in that amount. So how to calculate the present value if there is perpetuity with growth rate? So how to calculate the present value of growing cash flow up to infinity? So present value is nothing but cash flow divided by discount rate minus growth rate. So the difference between the two formulas is you're just minusing the growth rate with the discount rate where there is growth. And if there is no growth in the cash flows, if the cash flows are same, then you need not consider growth rate and just consider annual cash flow divided by discount rate. So can anyone tell me what is the meaning of perpetuity? We have already seen in our previous lectures. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of perpetuity?
Series of equal cash flow for an infinite amount of time.
Very good. It is a series of, it is annuity which is arising up to infinite period of time. We don't know up to when we are going to receive or make the payment. Okay, very good. Now let us move ahead to problems on present value. We seen what is present value. We seen the different categories of present value and the different formulas of calculating present value. Now let us see few problems on present value. Okay. After we finish problems on present value, we'll be solving the mixed problems, which will have compound interest, simple interest, present value, and future value, all combined problems. Okay. You need rupees 10,000 for buying a mobile next year. You can earn 10% on your money. How much you need to invest today? That means 10,000 you require next year. So 10,000 future value is given. 10% is the rate of interest. So if you want to buy a mobile of 10,000 next year, how much you should invest today? So number of year is only 1. Next year means it is the time period is only 1. Rate of interest is given 10%. Future value, that is A, we denote it by A, also is 10,000. How much you need to invest today? Today means they are asking the present value. So let us see the solution. Future value is given, that is 10,000. N is 1 year. Rate of interest is 10%. T is the present value. We don't know how much we need to invest today, so we need to find out that. Now, under which category is this falling? Can anyone tell? First, we have identified that they are asked to calculate the present value. Second, can anyone tell me under which category or which formula is to be applied? Is there a single cash flow? Single, correct? Very good. So for single cash flow, how do we calculate the present value? So present value is nothing but A divided by 1 plus R raised to N. Instead of A, you can also write as future value. Okay, you can use the terms interchangeably, but should mean the same. Now, A is how much? It is your 10,000 rupees. So P is equals to 10,000. Okay, 1 plus R. R is 10%. So 10% is nothing but 0.10 raised to 1. Why we have raised to 1? Because it is only for 1 year. So 10,000. Now, how do we calculate 1.10 raised to 1? So this is obviously 1.10. So the answer is 9090.91. So did everyone understand problem number 1? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, suppose this was 2. For example, if this was 2, which particular table would we use to find out the factor? Present value factor, which table would we use?
Third.
Very good, students. You all are correct. We have to use
Third
table
and
number
fourth.
3 because it is a single cash flow. Okay. Let us move ahead to problem number 2. Mr. X receives rupees 1,000, 1,500, 1,100, 1,400 and 400 at the end of year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the rate of 10%. Calculate present value. Means at the end of 1 year, he is receiving 1,000. At the end of 2 years, he is receiving 1,500. At the end of 3 years, 1,100. At the end of 4 years, 1,400. At the end of 5 years, 400. At the end of 1 year, if he is receiving, means that is the future value. So today, what is the present value of those cash flows? So first, can anyone tell me under which category is this falling?
Multiple unequal.
Multiple unequal cash flows. So multiple unequal cash flows, what is the formula? Summation of A divided by 1 plus R raised to N. Or simple you can do is cash flow into present value factor. Both the methods you can use. So we will follow simple method, that is cash flow into present value factor. Now for present value factor, which table are you going to use? This is a single cash flow for particular year 1. This is a single cash flow for particular year 2. Either individually you solve this and add it up, or you can directly use multiply cash flow into present value factor in order to get the present value, summation of present value. So can anyone tell which table are we going to use for this?
Third table.
Yes. First, we need to solve individually. Then, very good. So table number 3. So the rate of interest is 10%. So we just go to table number 3. Okay. So in table number 3, it is 10% for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years. So 10% for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years. So it is 0.9091, 0.8264, 0.57513, 0.6830, and 0.6209. So that is what we have written here. Okay, individually for one year we have to solve it. So present value of this particular 1 year. See students, after 1 year I'm receiving 1,000. Means what is the present value of that 1,000? Individually first we are solving. So it is cash flow into this present value factor, which is 909.1. Then after second year, if I'm going to receive 1,500, what is the value of 1,500 today if I'm receiving it after 2 years? So individually first you're going to solve it for second year. Then third year, after 3 years I'm going to receive 1,100. So what is the value today? So you're going to multiply with the present value factor and so on. So just multiply the cash flow with the present value factor, add this up, you're going to get 4,179.69. Now students, one more thing is, either you can solve this problem this way, or for 1 year you can solve it by taking A as 1,000 and divide by 1 plus R raised to N. So 1 plus R is 0.10, raised to N is 1 year. Similarly, for second year, you can solve it, third year, fourth year, fifth year, and then add it up. Why I don't suggest using that long cut method? Because if number of years are more, it will be very difficult for to individually solve the for individual year to solve. It will be very tedious work. So therefore you can use this particular table format in order to solve sums relating to multiple unequal cash flow, even if it is present value or future value calculation. This would be easier for the calculation. So is problem number 2 clear to everyone? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Problem number 3. Mr. X will receive rupees 1000 at the end of each year up to 5 years. Will receive. Has received is the already present value is given. We need to calculate future value. Now will receive is in the future. He will receive at the end of each year up to 5 years. If the rate of interest is 10%, that means every year at the end, he's going to receive 1000 rupees. So find out the present value. So can anyone tell me under which category is this falling? Yes?
Deferred annuity.
Deferred annuity. So can you tell me what is the meaning of deferred annuity? Yes?
As a serial series.
Could you just repeat? Yes, what is the meaning of deferred annuity?
Same amount in series.
So correct. You are saying that equal cash flow arising multiple times is nothing arising at the end of the period is deferred annuity. Very good. I've understood it. Okay. So what is the formula to calculate present value of deferred annuity? So let us see, calculation of present value of deferred annuity is nothing but cash flow into present value annuity factor. How do we calculate present value annuity factor? By using I and N. I is the rate of interest and N is the number of years. So can anyone tell me which table am I going to use in order to find out this particular value? Yes?
Table number 4.
Table number
Okay.
4.
So 10% for 5 years. 4. So 10% for 5 years is 3.7908. So it is 3.7908. So when you multiply with the cash flow, you get 3791 as your present value. Students, this is present value. Okay, is this clear? Problem number 3 clear to everyone? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, students? Okay. Next, Mr. X will receive 1000, starts from today up to 5 years. Rate of interest is 10%. Find present value. See, Mr. X will receive 1000, starts from today up to 5 years. So it is the beginning of the period, correct? So tell me what, and they're telling to find the present value. So under which category it is falling, students?
Annuity
Annuity due, because starts from today. So today is beginning of the year or beginning of the period, correct? Year it is 5 years. So it is beginning of every year he will receive 1000. So what is the formula to calculate the present value of annuity due? Just to this annuity factor, you have to add 1. And from N, you have to minus 1. Okay. So substituting the figures in the formula, the cash flow is 1000, okay, into 1 plus. Now students, which particular table am I going to see for future present value annuity factor? Can anyone tell me first? Which table?
4th table. 4.
Table number 4. Very good. Now, okay, so can anyone tell me how do I see this table? With what percentage should I see this table, and for what number of years should I see this table? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, 10% and 4 years.
4 years.
Very good. Why I have taken 4 years? Because for annuity due, you have to do n minus 1. N is already given 5 years, minus 1 will be 4 years. So we go to table number 4, where we will be seeing 10% for 4 years. So 10% for 4 years is nothing but 3.1699. Okay, it is 3.1699. So here it is 3.1699. So to this 3.1699, we have to add 1. So this is only in case of annuity due, students. The only difference between annuity due and annuity deferred is, in deferred it is only CF multiplied by future present value annuity factor. But in case of annuity due, you have to add 1, and from n you have to minus 1. So 3.1699 plus 1 is nothing but 4.1699. 4.1699 into 1000 will give you rupees 4,170 as your present value. Is this clear to everyone, students? Is this problem clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let us move ahead to problem number 5. Mr. X will receive 1000 at the end of each year up to infinity. The rate is 10%. What is the present value? So can anyone tell me under which category is it falling? Yes. Infinity. Here n is not given. If n is not given, they're telling us to find out present value of perpetuity. Is this clear? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of perpetuity? Yes, students? Yes. What is the meaning of
Series of
Equal
perpetuity?
cash flow for infinite time.
So obviously this is falling under
Infinite
that
series of
category,
periodic
correct?
payments.
So, very good. So the present value, what is the formula to calculate present value of a perpetuity? It is CF divided by R, because n will not be into picture itself. If n is not there, it is very easy for you all to understand from the problem what have they asked. So they will ask perpetuity. So 1000 divided by R. R is 0.10. Therefore the present value is 10,000 rupees. Okay. Next. Problem number 6. Is problem number 5 clear to everyone? Yes? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, problem number 6. Mr. X will receive 1000 at the end of year 1. Thereafter, cash flow will grow by 8% every year up to infinity. Rate is 10%, find present value. Students, here, from the end of 1 year, he will keep receiving 1000 rupees. And this 1000 rupees will grow every year by 8% growth rate. Rate is 10%, but up to when he's going to receive this cash flow, it is up to infinity. So can anyone tell me under which category of present value are they asking us to calculate? Yes? Yes, students?
Perpetuity with growth rate.
Perpetuity with growth rate.
With growth rate. It is very easy to identify, students. Just see if n is given. If n is not given, means the problem is on perpetuity. So calculation of present value of perpetuity with growth. So present value is nothing but CF divided by R minus G. So CF, that is cash flow, is 1000 divided by R, the rate is 10%, which is 0.10, minus 8%, which is 0.08. So when you divide this, okay, you get the present value as 50,000. Is this clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we have already seen sums on the present value under different categories. Simple problems we have seen. Now a little complex problems, not that complicated, but a little complex problems will be seen. Okay, I think we have a little time, so we can cover one problem. So find the present value of 10,000 receivable after 8 years if the rate of discount is 10%, 12% and 15%. Means they are asking us to find out the present value which we are going to receive, present value of 10,000 which we are going to receive after 8 years if the rate of discount is changing 10%, 12%, 15%. So since 10,000 is a single cash flow, individually we are going to see in case A, B, C, okay, what is going to be the present value. So which formula are we going to use? Present value of a single cash flow, which is nothing but A divided by 1 plus R raised to N. So when R is 10%, you find out. When R is 12%, you find out separately. And R is 15%, you find out separately. So it's very simple. I will just show you for the A1 and that same applies for B and C. So P is nothing but A divided by 1 plus R raised to N. So A is 10,000 and R is 10% raised to 10 because the number of years is 8, sorry, raised to 8 because the number of years is 8 for all the three situations. So 10,000 divided by 2.1435. Can anyone tell me which table have I to use in order to find this factor? That is 10% for 8 years. Which table am I supposed to use?
Third
Yes,
one.
students?
Table number 3. Table number 3.
Table number 3, if you use, you will get 1.1, that is 10% for 8 years as 2.1435. And then when you divide, you will get P as 4,665.07. So on the similar lines, you can solve it when the rate of discount is 12%. On the similar lines, you can solve it when the rate of discount is 15% and get the present value in each of the case. Okay, students, there are a few more problems which we will be covering in our next class. So up to here, is all the problems clear? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you so much, students. We are done for the class for today.